This conference will now be recorded.
All right, good afternoon and welcome to the Clear Lines training session. I am your host, Kipp Cohen. It is Thursday, the 23rd of May, 2019. This is a twice weekly training session every Tuesday and Thursday, 3 o'clock Eastern, geared towards the users of the Clear Lines indicator running on the Medved Trader platform. This is a recorded session, will be posted live to our YouTube page later today. If you have questions for me, you can submit them through the GoToMeeting player. You may also email me at kip@equity-alerts.com, or if you have a question, you want to text me on my cell phone, 972-841-8886. The session is also for those of you that are not currently subscribing to Clear Lines, but would like more information about the indicator and the platform that we utilize, Medved Trader. For those that are new to this broadcast, let me give you just a real quick review or overview of who I am and what this is all about. Again, my name is Kipp Cohen. I was with WiseTrade for 17 years. WiseTrade, a financial software company with their own trading platform and their own red green line software. The WiseTrade went out of business the end of last year, unfortunately, and so I was able to recreate the buying selling momentum lines with one of my partners, who is a programmer who had worked on the WiseTrade software in the past, to develop Clear Lines. It is measures buying and selling momentum. We partnered with Medved Trader to host our Clear Lines because of a lot of reasons. The biggest reason for us was more of a convenience and timing to be able to get us into onto a platform quickly that traders wouldn't miss a heartbeat for the red and green lines. We have added a lot to it since then, a lot of additional indicators that we follow now, and that was one of the things that WiseTrade did lack. You could not add indicators to the platform, so we've been able to do that, and we like the Medved guys. They're hold on one second. Their platform is very robust. It integrates with a lot of different brokers, and there's a lot of just great things that their platform does that we couldn't do before. So kind of a really great marriage between us and them, and our customers are just loving the combination of the Clear Lines and the Medved platform. I hope everyone can hear me clearly. One person is having trouble hearing the webinar right now, so just sent a message in. If you can't hear me, you'll have to log out and log back in, obviously. So again, this session is really geared towards, first of all, answering questions for those that currently use the platform and need some assistance, questions about utilizing Medved, questions about using Clear Lines. Whatever you have for me, fire away. Also here just to kind of show you examples of how to use the platform. we've been focusing the last couple of sessions on the indicators that we're using, and the reasoning is because we're finding that there's such a good combination of clear lines with certain indicators, and the way that the Medved platform works, it really has been helpful. And I want to show. You can see Amazon is up, and the reason I'm showing this is so I'm sure some of y'all that were former Wise traders remember Andrew from Toronto, aka Under the Desk Andrew, AKS Ironing Board Andrew. He was a regular caller on the Traders Television Network, and just a really great guy. And so we were talking today about Amazon. That's one of the stocks he likes to trade. He trades options on it, and he had bought some puts this morning. And of course, I explained to Andrew, I've explained to him the indicators that I'm using, and the how I have my chart set up, and how it really helped him in finding a target on Amazon today. And so you'll notice this is a 3-minute chart, and I'm going to actually show the current day, so you can kind of see the full view from pre-market into the regular trading day. So one of the things that I really like to do, and I have to give a shout out to Pippin, who's here, is he introduced me to the first 15-minute Fibonacci extension. That's taking the candle from the first 15 minutes and measuring the extension up or above or below the first 15. And it's amazing how stocks tend to follow that level so closely. And you're not going to see this 100% of the time, but you're going to see this quite frequently. And 2618, 300 tend to be big levels. You can see where Amazon on that first 15-minute extension this morning, once it broke it, came down, hit the 127, bounced all the way back up, hit the 50% Fibonacci level, came down to the 140, bounced back up to the 786, down to the 1618, back up and above the 127, actually extending beyond it, and then finally rolling over and breaking the 1618. And that was a key level because there was a lot of support there. You can see that initial bottom that it bounced off of. Once it broke that, it just it free fell. And that's when we started kind of talking as it was going through this level. And so 1805 became a big support for Amazon today. That was a 300% fib. And you can see where it bounced off of it, went up, tested it again, went up, didn't quite get to it, went up, came down, tested it again, actually went a little bit below it, back up to the 2618, and just moments ago tested it one more time and bounced. That became or has become a very big support level today. So if it breaks it, guess what? We're going to see probably a move down at least to the 3618, which is 1797, maybe even lower. If the market just dumps at the end of the day, this thing could really implode. And you could have just used clear lines and the 15-minute fib levels, and probably that would have been enough. But on the 3-minute, I have found that using the Bollinger bands is very helpful. I use 3 different pivots the Fibonacci pivot, the daily pivot, and the DeMark pivot. These are all indicators that are available through the Medved platform. Medved has about 150 different indicators that you can use. And I do believe that you can get information overload if you start throwing in too many indicators. But the ones that we are using now work for us very well. And one of the neat things that I also really like about the Medved platform is it allows you to choose if you want to view just the current day data, the regular market hours, or if you want to view the regular current day plus the pre-market and post-market, or if you want to view every day pre-post market and regular session. So you have basically 3 different ways to view information. And what happens is on different charts, you may see different pivot levels based on which one of those you're utilizing. So that's why I use a 1 minute, half minute, 1 minute, depending on the time of the day, 3 minute, and a 5/15 minute. I mean, I can use the 15 on the 3 or the 5. I only go to the 15 when I'm drawing the fib levels. So sometimes I'll go to the 3 minute and switch to the 15 to draw the first 15 minute, and then I'll go back to the 3. But my 1 minute will show just the current day, and then on prior days it's just regular session. That's it. No additional information. My 3 minute chart is going to be all data. It's going to give me pre-post market for as far back as it goes. And I mean, as I scroll backwards, you can see this will take you all the way back to March, early March. So it's basically about 2 months of data that is within that. That was something else you couldn't do with WiseTrade. You couldn't go back very far on a minute chart. You could go back 50 time frames, and that was it. 51. That was it. So if you wanted to see on a minute time frame on a 3 or 5 or 15 back in time, you could not see that. So we can go back roughly about 2 months of history on the Medved platform on intraday data, which is great for those of you that like to analyze prior day movements, within the day. And then same on the historical charts, the day, week, and the month. You can go back much further. You can go back multiple years, many years back, depending on how much data that stock provides. Also dependent upon the broker that you use to get your data from. Some of them limit how far back you can go. My quotes come from TD Ameritrade. I like their quotes. I like their data. And so the 3 minute gives me, I can see different things in the different pivots using the all sessions. And then my 5 minute chart is just intraday only. It doesn't include any pre and post market. And I just use the daily pivots on that chart. And again, it allows me to see certain things that I may or may not see on one of the other charts. But I mean, look how powerful, Amazon, this 1805, the 300% Fibonacci level has become a very strong support level today. Now, could that be tied to something else? Yes, I haven't looked. So what I can do is on my chart, I can right click and I can select historical charts for Amazon. The Medved platform uses 2 different types of charts, an intraday chart and a historical chart. Historical would be day, week, month, or even quarter or yearly if you want to show that. So like here's the monthly, or if I want to go to the daily. Now, right now, you're just strictly looking at clear lines and volume and nothing else. So I can turn on and off the candlesticks, which I do want to see because clear lines are not price lines. They're buying and selling momentum lines. So if I want to see where the actual price is, I want to look at the candlesticks behind it. Again, you couldn't do that with WiseTrade. You couldn't see the candle or the price behind it. You could only see, highs and lows as you scrolled across. So I can visually see it here. So and let's go to the weekly because I can see back further. I can draw a line off of this 1805 level. If we start, let's see, 1805, that's 1804, so we'll just start there. It's just below 1805. So that's the line of support we're seeing today. Is there something on this chart that says, whoa, this is a big support? I don't really see anything major here. I can go to the monthly, and I don't really see anything on the monthly. There were a couple tops back here in November and December that were close to it, but that's actually down at 1780 roughly, 1779. So that's not really a level. So historically, I'm not really seeing anything that says, okay, this 1805 is a huge support level. The only thing that really gave that to me today was looking at the Fibonacci extension of the first 15-minute time frame. That first 15-minute level, I don't know what there is about it, but the first 15 range, it's just magical when you draw a Fibonacci extension off of it. And there are a lot of traders who don't realize this. And I share this information freely, okay? I'm not charging people for this information. I give this information away. Do we focus on this in our webinar? Yes. But you want to know, it's there. I give it out. It's on my YouTube videos. I give it out. It's something that happens in the markets. One of those mystical market mysteries, I guess you can call it. The Fibonacci numbers are quite amazing. And so today, that's been the magic spot for Amazon. I mean, multiple times now it's bounced off of it. We just had that last bounce, and it's gone almost 10 points, 8 points off of that level right now, from the retest to where it is now. When you tie into it, I'm sorry. The Bollinger Bands, okay, that's the other one that I like. On the 3-minute only, I only look at the 3-minute Bollingers. You'll notice as well that it bounced several times off the bottom line of the band right here. That most recent bounce. Oh, look at it! It's now picking up some momentum. That most recent bounce was right here. That was right off the bottom of the band. This bounce was right off the bottom of the band. So you had a confluence of the Bollinger Band, the bottom of the band, and that 300% Fibonacci level. And then look at the acceleration here. It's really starting to pick up some steam back to the upside. You can't do this with a lot of platforms because a lot of platforms don't offer what the Medved platform offers as far as being able to select for each chart how you want to view your data. Okay, I mean this will allow you to create indicators different for each chart. It'll allow you to select quote times, or your data independent for each chart. And there aren't many platforms that I know of that do this. So we have something I think that's very special here with this Medved and clear lines. And you'll notice the clear lines also giving along with the bounce off of the Fibonacci level and the Bollinger Bands, we also had right here on the 3-minute, we had a confirmation arrow. So you tie everything together, you get the confirmation on the clear lines, and then boom, you get this nice move to the upside. Here was a confirmation arrow down, solid move down, confirmation up, confirmation down, confirmation up, confirmation up, down, down. So when the lines cross, we get that confirmation. Wow, look at it. That's now over 10-point bounce on Amazon. I'm wondering if Pippin is long Amazon right now, watching this. I bet he is. I'm guessing. He might have already been long, but did you catch that move, Pippin? Were you watching the charts? We are all long Amazon, of course. I mean, look at that. And that was crystal clear. That's the 3-minute. Let me go over to the 1-minute. Yeah, look at this. Multiple up arrows. Up arrow, up arrow, up arrow, up arrow. With a reconfirmation right here. So when it broke through the 2618 right here with the green up arrow, boom, all the way up to, guess what, to the 200. Look at this move up. How beautiful is that? 1809 to 1818. And look where we pause out, right at the 200. So there was a little chop on its way up from the 300% fib level. A little bit of chop, and then a clear run to the upside. Pim says, now look at the target VWAP. Yeah, let's go back over to the 3-minute. So the VWAP is way up at 1821, which is right below the 1618. If it gets through this 200, guess what? It's probably going to hit somewhere up in this VWAP and 1618. But it just failed at the 200, so it may not make it. May not quite get there. But yeah, I mean, that's you had two clear targets. You had S3 was a target on the 3-minute, and you had the 200% up above it. And let me go over to the you got S4 up here. Pete wanted to know what happened to Kong. Kong, I actually talked to him a few months back. Kong, unfortunately, had some very serious vision issues and had to give up trading due to inability or basically unable to see his charts, unfortunately. Yeah, he had really bad vision problems. And so that's not good for what we do. Yeah. So anyway, that was a pretty nice, very nice move on Amazon, both down this morning and then that pop that we just got just a couple of minutes ago. I want to point out this HTHT. This was one from this morning. This was one of our droppers today. Unfortunately, I was, I think, a little short-sighted on this thing. Now, it didn't quite, well, it slightly broke the 100, that first 15-minute high, but beyond that, hold on a second. You know, you can see where, So that's let's see. That put in the first 15-minute high, and then we tested it, kind of broke it a couple times, tested it, and it failed. We actually had a short on it this morning right here at 32.81. It came down right to the 786 at 32.61, and actually you'll notice that it kind of zigged across that 786. It popped up at one point and did hit right at the top of the Bollinger Band. Actually, it was kind of riding along the 786 and testing the bottom of the band, also getting close to VWAP, but it's kind of stuck into this range for a while, which was kind of wrapped around that 786. And unfortunately, I missed the ideal trade. Look right here, I got a down arrow, it broke it, and then that was the big trade. And that went all the way down to the DeMark pivot, DeMark lower line, the DML, which is one of the pivot points that we follow. That was the trade. That was over $1 move from where we were watching. Unfortunately, it got stuck in that chop and ended up missing out on the best side of the trade. But it was a good one. It was a good one. Let's see. Questions from Tim. Says, Tim, Kipp, I was trading with you on Wise Trade for years. Can you tell me what your new platform cost? I still have my trading account with MB. Thanks. And he says, did you lose weight? I did. I've lost a lot of weight, Tim. Had surgery, weight loss surgery, year and a half ago, and I have lost a significant amount of weight. So you probably saw my picture. Yeah. Over 160 pounds total. About 175 pounds. So the question is, what does the platform cost? If you have an MB trading account funded, then the cost is $59 a month, and that's it. Okay, let me actually go over here. So, yeah, if you have a funded MB trading account or Ally Invest, then you only pay my fee of $59 a month. Or if you do annual, it's $708. You get 13 months for the price of 12. So what Ally does, and Ally/MB Trading does, is they Medved typically charges a $19.99 a month for their platform, but if you have an account with Ally MB Trading, they waive that cost. It's an agreement with them together, and plus the data from the MB Trading account would power the software, so you don't need secondary data. So if you have an account with TD Ameritrade or E-Trade or Interactive Brokers, or if you're in Canada and have Questrade, those brokers integrate with Medved. So there are a number of brokers that integrate with the platform. This is the full list. There's also some cryptocurrency brokers. There's also a couple like Gain Capital Futures. So any of these brokers that you see listed, Ally Invest for MB Trading, Binance, Coinbase, Directa from Italy, E-Trade, Gain Capital Futures, Huobi, which is a crypto, Interactive Brokers, Optimus Futures, which is a part of Rhythmic, Poloniex, another crypto, Questrade, Rhythmic, Robinhood TD Ameritrader Trader. Any of those brokers those brokers will actually give you or have an API connection to Medved that will give you the quotes. You will still have to pay $19.99 a month to Medved separately from the $59 that I charge. Again, unless you haven't, the only broker that you can have that waives that $20 a month is going to be Ally. That would save you that charge. But you can also tie multiple brokerage accounts to Medved. You can trade out of multiple accounts with Medved. Each chart, you can select your broker. So if you one chart want it to be trading your Ally account, another broker, another chart you want to trade out of interactive brokers, you can simultaneously trade multiple accounts almost the same time. You have to still put in the orders, but Medved allows you to do that. Joe says, would Ally IRA account qualify? As far as I know, it should. As long as it's a funded Ally account, it will work. There's something you have to turn on through the API to connect the two. But yes, it should. As far as I know, the IRA accounts will work with Medved. And I have two different accounts with TD Ameritrade. I have an IRA and a cash account, and they both integrate. So the IRA should integrate as well. Pippin says Amazon at VWAP. Yeah, look at this. Okay, so this is what's crazy, guys. Look at that spike up on the 3-minute. It went exactly up to the volume weighted average price right there. This is the power of what we teach and what I show you is how to find these possible targets, utilizing the indicators that we use every day. I mean, how amazing was that move? That was about a 15-point move up from the 300% Fibonacci level all the way up to the volume weighted average price. Now that pop happened very quick. With a limit order, could you have gotten out up there? You could have, or you're moving real fast. Hey, what's up, Club Metro? He says, are you considered a pattern day trader in any of your Thinkorswim accounts? In my TD Ameritrade account, I have an IRA. Obviously, that is not, and I have a cash account that I am not a pattern day trader in. No. The system gives you entries and targets. Can't beat that, says Pippin. Yeah. Jim says, how do we get some training in your system? So, good question, Jim. So I do these sessions twice weekly. So this is what these sessions are geared towards, to answer your questions, to teach you and train you how to use the platform. This is part of it. I also, for my new subscribers, I do provide a one-on-one session. So what I'll do is when you subscribe, I'll contact you and we'll set up a time and I'll remote into your computer using a third-party application. We'll have a conversation. I'll help you install the program. I'll help you create a custom layout that meets your needs. I will go through with you and show you how to use the platform, push the buttons, what does what. There is a learning curve. Okay, it's obviously a far more advanced system than what WiseTrade was. WiseTrade was a very simplistic, not a lot of things you could do with it platform. And I know a lot of people like the simplicity of it. I can build very simplistic layouts. I can build very complex layouts. It's really about what you want and what's going to work best for you and your trading style. But I will provide you with a session for that. Then what I always ask is take some time, play with it, get comfortable with it, learn it, join these sessions. I also record each of these sessions. They get posted on our YouTube page, which actually, if you received an email from me, there's a link on today. Well, there's a link on it to our YouTube page, but if you go to equity-alerts.com, at the top of our page, you'll see a YouTube button. You can just click that. That'll take you to our YouTube page, and I have a bunch of different videos. When you click on a video, you'll notice that there's usually a description. Some descriptions are more detailed than others. Depends on what I covered in the session. Some sessions are just basic overviews, but this one says Kipp shows you how to use clear lines and Medved to trade directly through the platform. Shows you how to add technical indicators and create a chart template. So the description will tell you what's in the training session, and I've got probably 30 or so videos on it. And then if you feel that you still need a little assistance, I'm happy to do another one-on-one session with you. I've had a few of my users that needed a little hand holding, and that's okay. That's part of what comes with the $59 a month fee that you pay for my indicator, for access to my indicator, is that you get ongoing support and that training from me. I mean, ideally, I want you to come to this Tuesday, Thursday session and ask questions here, because that's what this is really geared towards. But if you don't have questions, then we just talk about whatever. We cover whatever that I can think of during the day. But yeah, I mean, I'm not just gonna kind of give you a software and throw you to the wolves, so to speak. I'm gonna help you out, hold your hand a little bit, and guide you in the right direction. I want you to be successful. I want you to be a lifelong customer and user of my clear lines, and so I'm a big believer. This was the way I was with WiseTrade. I was a big believer of helping out my customers and providing them with the best possible training and support I could give them, and that's what I've done with both my companies, equity-alerts.com and with Clear Trading Systems. Clear Trading Systems is the company that I own that owns the clear lines. So I have two different companies, Equity-Alerts. My partners are Jim Chanel and Lindsay Perry. They're both active participants in our daily broadcast. And then in the Clear Trading Systems, I have two different partners in that company. I have a software developer that was a prior WiseTrade employee, and I have a trader / developer of indicators / algorithms as a partner. And so we have other projects that we work on separately from the clear lines. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I do, and why I'm here, to help you guys out and give you some great trading tools. Interestingly, I hope y'all were watching. Amazon went right to VWAP and reversed. Came back down to that 200 and started rolling over again. So it's pretty clear what you can see when you utilize the right tools and the right indicators. Is there a specific stock any of you would like me to show? Anything you'd like to look at? Any questions right now? Time's flying. Joe would like to look at Tesla. Tesla's a good one. So let me go to a full screen on the 3-minute first. And then I'm going to switch over to a 15-minute time frame. A lot of volatility right at the open. So we're going to draw that first 15-minute Fibonacci extension. So since the price action went above it, we're going to start at the top and go down. That extends it upwards, which is what we're looking for, the upward price extension. And then we're going to go back to the 3-minute time frame. And so, I mean, look how beautiful this is. So this morning, it hits that low. That puts in the bottom of the first 15-minute. And it goes all the way up to where? The 1618. And what was right above the 1618? R1. So R1 and the 1618 provided resistance for Tesla this morning. It then reverses and goes all the way down to, guess what? The 786 Fibonacci level, right? Bounces off the 786. Oh, did we get an arrow? Yes. By the way, we had a down arrow right here and a secondary down arrow right there. It turns around, we get an up arrow, confirmation of a trend reversal, goes all the way up to the 127. Reverses, back down to the 100, goes up to the 14140. That's a institutional Fibonacci level. Also, just right there was the top of the 3-minute Bollinger Band. So we had a lot of resistance, bounced up there twice. Also, we had the DeMark Pivot High right here, DeMark Pivot High. So we had confluence of 1, 2, 3 levels, Fibonacci, top of a band, and a DeMark pivot. It then reverses and goes all the way down to the 786. It actually paused at the 100 before pushing down to the 786, and then decides to, guess what, go back up. And it found a lot of support, and it got wound up around, look at this, the DeMark center line, volume weighted average price, and the 100 line. This was a choke up for it. It just got caught in all of this confluence. And then a little while ago, it breaks out and goes, guess where, to the 127, fails at the 127, and right now it is on Fibonacci pivot. This is Fibonacci pivot and the center line of the Bollinger Band. So using my indicators gave you a very clear ride for Tesla. And then if we were also watching the 1 minute, behind that, was there any other special levels in there? Oh, or again, here's the DeMark center line. The DeMark center line on the 1 minute, okay, because this uses different data than what's on the 3 minute. So we're bouncing off Fibonacci pivot of the 3 minute, DeMark pivot on the 1 minute, and the middle Bollinger Band on the 3 minute. We just bounced right here. So this is why I watch multiple time frames using different data points. See that DeMark center line? You don't see that DeMark center line on the 3 minute. Well, you see it, but it's in a different spot because this is using all pre and post market data versus this chart on the 1 minute is only using current day data. It doesn't have pre and post market for any prior days. It has current day pre-market, but not prior days. So this is a little something that I discovered that I'm finding very helpful. So when you watch multiple charts together, 1, 3, and 5, you'll start to see these very clear pictures of what's going on within these different levels. Can this be used for options unlike the spiders? So obviously, you can use options on any stock. It just depends if it's a stock that moves around enough. Amazon, Tesla. Could you use the spiders? All right, well, let's put SPY in. So first 15-minute, we're going to draw the Fibonacci extension and then go back to our 3-minute. And so notice there, hold on, let me clear, hold on, spike removal. Okay, that removes some of it. Sometimes you get these weird spikes. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, I wanted to clear those out because sometimes that happens. So let's see, 3-minute. So we had a bounce, first bounce off the 127 up to the 618, and the center line of the Bollinger Band came right down to the 14140 right here. Bounces up, goes a little above the 382, comes down basically to the bottom of the band, up to the 618, down to the 1618, up to the center line Bollinger. That wasn't really at a level, so you're not always going to get levels, up to the 14140, and then down all the way to the 200, double bottoms off the 200, bounces right up to the 14140, the institutional Fibonacci level, and the top of the Bollinger Band. Kind of chops around, back, retests the low, back to the 1618, breaks the 200, bounces off the bottom Bollinger, and then we see the turn back through the 200 and rips all the way up to the 786. We had an up arrow right here just a few minutes ago, and then it failed right here at that 786, and we've seen a pretty good reversal. So can you follow that? If we go to the 1 minute, let me see if there's anything interesting within the 1 minute that might have helped. Not really anything extra there. Yeah, the thing is there's going to be some stocks and some days where it's not going to be as clear as others. You want something that's got some volatility to it, something that moves around. You want something definitely that's got some volume and volatility. Days like this when you get a market that opens up quite a bit lower, like what happened with SPY today, that can present some challenges. But you had a down arrow right here on the 3 minute right at the open. So had you been watching this morning, I'm gonna remove the fibs. I'm gonna hide the Bollingers. I'm gonna hide the candles. So, and I'm gonna go to 50 bars. And then just so you can see things a little more clearly. So here was the open on SPY. Actually, in the pre-market, you had an initial drop, but right at the open, literally the second 3 minute, you had a down arrow. You had a confirmation of a reversal. Okay. And then boom, pretty solid reversal down off of the clear lines cross and the confirmation arrow. Pippin says we use this system every day on the Q options. She just bought a condo on the beach last month. Would that be your daughter? Friend. A friend did. Nice. Very nice. So your friend is using my system? Ah. Following the levels that we use. The first 15 fibs and the bands and cool. Of course. Always one more thing. So anyways, yeah, you know, it's a matter of you got to figure out what works best for you. And these indicators are our users in our daily broadcast for equity alerts that are using the clear lines are loving this system. They just love it. And you know, the thing is, you find a stock like Amazon or you know, Nvidia or some other stock that's got some good movement to it. Tesla, you know, here's Nvidia today. Down up to the half, the 50%, down to the 786, up to the 50%, down to the 100 in the bottom of the band, bounced off the bottom of the band in the center line, crossover on the clear lines. You know, you got to watch everything together, but as a combination that we've put clear lines, Bollinger bands, daily pivot points, DeMark pivots, Fibonacci pivots, and the first 15-minute fib levels. All this together with the volume weighted average price, VWAP, work extremely good. Another grand long on Amazon. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, nice little bounce. So this actually was mid-level. You got a clear lines cross. Let me go to the 1 minute. Yeah. So you got a higher high building. You had a clear lines cross right here. And that was about 3.5, 4 point move right through here off that clear lines cross. Just got a couple more minutes to go. Any more questions? If you are seriously interested in the clear lines and you know you want to talk one-on-one, I'm always happy to schedule a time to talk with you. We can get on the phone together and do a private session on my go-to webinar. I have my go-to meeting. I have separate sessions that we can do, not the same ID. I would give you a separate ID, but I'm happy to spend a little time on the phone if somebody is interested and has very specific questions or wants something you want to see but discuss together. You can email me, Kipp at equity-alerts.com. And you're also happy to call me or text me at 972-841-8886, and we can set up a time that's convenient for both of us to do a one-on-one session to overview it. Also, if you are interested in subscribing to Clearlines, you can go to this link right here. I'm going to post it. Pippin says, I'm telling you to just try this. You will be very happy. Thank you, Pippin. I appreciate your vote of confidence. Yeah, we're doing something I think that's very unique and very special. And then if you bundle it with our equity alerts, by the way, you can also subscribe. I encourage it only because I think you get a lot more out of it, and for the price of $129 a month, you really can't go wrong. But for $129 a month, you get both the equity alerts, you get access to our all-day market open to market close every trading day, actually 30 minutes before market open. So from 9 to 4 Eastern, we are live in our webinar. I'm on in the mornings. We get Stephen Bilby comes in for an hour in the middle of the day, and then Lindsay is on for the last half of the trading day. But you see what we do, you hear what we're doing, we're showing you trades, you're getting input from other traders, you're seeing us using the clear lines. I mean, if you want to take your trading to the next level, you definitely need to be a part of what we're doing. Not Lindsay Hall, not that used to be with WiseTrade, but Lindsay Perry. He was used to call in on WiseTrade TV. The Matiquette kid. He was very active in the live market alerts when we had our WiseTrade live chat room, and he was a regular contributor. He appeared. I interviewed him on WiseTrade TV, and he appeared on Traders Television Network. He's one of my partners, along with Jim Chanel, who has been a long-term WiseTrade customer. Both Lindsay and Jim were both Wise Traders, and again, they're my partners in equity-alerts.com. And we have a lot of fun every day. We've got traders that are just crushing it. You know, everybody trades a little different. Everyone has their own methodologies. They're all using the tools that we have and the trade ideas that we're throwing out. There was some what is that noise? There was some really great stuff today. Just some beautiful trades from our we call it the platoon. I gotta share this with you. This was from Troy. Troy had multiple trades on Roku today. He had a $1.20 short this morning, 75-cent long, and another 80-cent short. And this was all within 40 minutes of the trading day. And he says, loves the software much better than Thinkorswim. That was what Troy said. They love what we're doing and love the system. And again, if you're interested, let me know. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll be back on Tuesday. If you have questions in the meantime, please don't hesitate to email me, Kipp at equity-alerts.com. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great evening, and I'll see some of you guys tomorrow in the webinar. Thanks all. Good night.